James Mason. Picture this. A grand villa in Beverly Hills, a false wall, reels of film no one expected, and, a decade later, a cassette stamped "Do Not Play" that set off a feeding frenzy. That's the spine-tingling start to a life that was equal parts brilliance and chaos. Born into a well-off Yorkshire family, James Mason was pushed toward a respectable life architecture, steady work, that sort of thing. But he had a stammer, and a teacher who thought drama could fix it. That small kindness changed everything. Soon he was hooked on the stage, and by his teens he earned a place at Marlborough College and later at Cambridge, where the Marlowe Society became his secret training ground. Acting wasn't a hobby. It became an obsession that swallowed the path his parents had planned. He turned down his father's wool business and threw himself into repertory theater, living hand-to-mouth, sleeping backstage, and even pawning a watch to eat. Then, a break. J.B. Priestley spotted him. Overnight, the scrappy kid from provincial halls was on West End stages, praised for performances that made people lean in and forget to breathe. But Mason's life wasn't only applause and awards. Love and scandal trailed him. His affair and eventual marriage to Pamela Mason, at times tangled and public enough to headline papers, cost him friends and reputation. There were dangerous stunts on set. He once finished a scene after a cliff fall with a hidden broken wrist, and a controversial choice during the war. He registered as a conscientious objector. Critics called him cowardly, but he spent nights driving ambulances through the Blitz, pulling people from rubble. A different kind of courage that didn't fit tidy labels. The Man in Gray flipped his career. Playing the villain, he became the sort of star audiences loved to hate. Then, The Seventh Veil turned him into a box office force. He negotiated a rare profit share that paid off handsomely, but Hollywood didn't always play fair. An early snub at the Academy cut deep, and he never forgot it. He drew headlines for the oddest things. Once he adopted a lion cub. When it grew into a 200-pound problem, it made the papers for all the wrong reasons. He bought a decaying Italian-style mansion once owned by Buster Keaton, an estate with trout streams and mosaic pools, and that purchase changed film history. Hidden in a shed behind the house was a secret vault of nitrate reels. Inside were pieces of Keaton's lost work. Mason risked money and danger to preserve them, paying to transfer those volatile films to safety and eventually ensuring they survived for museums and future generations. That act alone rescued parts of cinema many thought gone forever. After his death, stories multiplied. Some true, the preserved Keaton reels, the Emmy-winning narrations, the highs and lows of a career that never sat still. Some murkier, a whispered cassette from 1994 labeled "Do Not Play" that supposedly contained brutal revelations about Hollywood. Collectors and execs allegedly circled it, willing to pay fortunes, but that tape has never been verified. What is real, though, are his diaries and interviews. A man wrestling with depression, addiction, loneliness, and a stubborn belief in his craft. James Mason's life reads like a film itself: risk, reinvention, scandal, and a kind of stubborn artistry that refused to be boxed in. He saved lost films, angered tabloids, loved fiercely, lost horribly, and kept working until the end. If this packed life hooked you, there's more where that came from. Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I'll dig up another story that feels like a movie.